bought the painting, I was not buying a Velázquez. I was buying a beautiful nude, that's all. That's all. When I bought it, I was not able to think about an antique painting, to think about Velázquez. Absolutely not. Velázquez are not for sale. There is 100 or some more paintings all over the world. So it's very difficult to say, yesterday it was sold 100 million or not. They are not for sale, Velázquez. You can't go to National Gallery or Prado or Uffizi or Pitti and say, I want to buy this painting. They are not for sale, so the price is absolutely high. 10 years ago, a Van Gogh was sold 120 million lire. A Van Gogh, it's 19th century. It can be compared with Velázquez, who was one modern 200 years before, Renoir and Manet and everybody. So it's absolutely rare, if it was. It's a painting unique. It's too finished for my taste, but it's a very beautiful painting. This painting have no price. Absolutely impossible to buy a Tintoretto or a Tiziano. I was working in this place, you understand? And there was a chariot with some objects, how do you say, some books and old books. And there is the painting put on the wall. I looked at it, a nude. I like it.
Tanti auguri e buon proseguimento. Buongiorno.
He asked me 10,000 lire. I said, no, absolutely not. I give you 5,000 lire. He said, no, it's too late, it's not high, it's not a good price, huh? Give me 7,000 lire. I gave him 7,000 lire, and I took the painting.
Come stai? Era tanto tempo non ti vedevo. Dove va? Pensavo proprio a un po' tanto tempo fa. Non c'è più visto Renato. Non ti ha saputo neppure di Domenico.
And I took the painting, I put it in the car, and I went in the afternoon, the same day, to do the frame. And the one was very important. The man who did the frame, he looked at the painting and he told me, it's a very beautiful painting. I told him, I bought it this morning at 7,000 lire. He told me, I give you 10 times more, 70,000 lire, and you leave it, and you go out. I said, no, I pay the frame. I pay what you need for the frame. Si può salutare un vecchio amico? Si può salutare un vecchio amico? Che ci hai fatto crescere la barba? Vuoi fargli vedere la bottega? Sì. Capito? And I had another experience, destiny. A very important lawyer of Bologna once saw me looked at in a gallery of Florence. And he asked my friend, the gallerist, if he had an antique painting. He never had because he was completely modern. And he said no, and just for a joke. He knew that I was not an antique collectioner. He asked me, Renato, do you have any antique painting? I had a small painting with an old man with the hat from Venice. He said it's original. It's not a copy, it's not a false. But it is particular, it's cut. I'm not interested. He looked at the paintings I had in the saloon, in my house, and there was the nude. He said, I want to buy this painting. No, what is this painting? It's nothing. No. He told me, I'll give you 10 million lire. More than 30 years ago. More than 30, perhaps 35 years ago. I said, no, it's not for sale. I make a think, I say he's full, or I don't know what he thinks that it could be. I have no idea of anything. I bought Maestri del Colore, who is a review of paintings. 1 month, it was Velázquez. I knew nothing about Velázquez. Never thought about Velázquez. Never have seen a Velázquez all over my life. I opened the book, I can show you, and I looked at the Rock by Venus. I said to myself, she is the same woman. A painting which is now in London, in the National Gallery, and he represents the Rock by Venus. I looked at the book and saw that the woman, the model, could be the same model, absolutely. I can't say she is, because I haven't seen the real living woman. But in the photo, the two bodies are completely or quite the same. They are sure that Velázquez painted more than one nude. They say the only one known or the only one remained we can look at is the one of National Gallery. So in the book of the Museum of Prado, they say we have to discover other nudes, because we are sure that they did other nudes to prepare or not to prepare, or understand? We have to discover, and nobody until now discovered anything, because they haven't found the paintings. And my opinion is, I'm not God. My opinion is that it could be one of the studies of the arm in the painting of the Rock by Venice. Ciao Giuseppe, come stai?
Ciao Renato, bene?
Tanto che
Voi?
ci vediamo, tutti bene.
Davvero? Come va?
Allora?
Eh?
Che si racconta?
Non c'è male. L'expertise del quadro come procede?
Prossimamente, il 26, vengono da Londra per espertizzare la tela e i colori.
Il colore.
Non è un esperto della pittura.
Un
È
punto di vista
esperto,
tecnico.
Sì, dell'epoca del dipinto.
E il punto di partenza deve essere quello.
Poi si vedrà se ci saranno altre richieste di...
Se il riscontro è positivo, allora, il discorso va avanti da un punto di vista stilistico e via dicendo.
Io sono sicuro, ma non basta.
No, bisogna per forza passare da quelle strada che è essenziale.
Certo.
Bene.
Somebody thinks that he could have painted it in the second voyage in Italy in 1649. And he came in Italy to buy for the king paintings and sculptures that were like Venice, like in this position of Venice. And we think, critics think that it was impressioned by these statues, and he wanted to do a nude himself. Because in Spain he couldn't do a nude. The church don't allow it.
J'ai du pain. Où il a été?
C'est moi que je l'ai un peu poussé à faire toutes ces des expertises, de voir. Pourquoi moi, je ne peux pas vivre avec les désillusions. Moi, je suis un homme réalistique. Je veux être attaché à la réalité.
Domani all'11:30 ci sarà Sotheby e vorrà rimanere solo a vedere il dipinto.
Solo dove?
Solo qui, in questa stanza, senza altre presenze. Lui è esperto di tele antiche e colori.
Quindi sono un esperto tecnico, non
Entra
nel merito del dipinto.
No, credo che entri nel merito del dipinto.
E da dove proviene?
Proviene da Londra.
Ah, non è italiano.
Sembra di no. Sembra che sia scozzese. Sembra che sia.
Poi dice qualcosa subito oppure non si sa?
Non dà risposte immediate. Parlerà con quelli di Sotheby di Londra e poi decideranno cosa dirci.
Avrà i suoi motivi?
Ripeto, l'importante è che non abbia acidi o cose tali da poter... Ma voglio dire, saranno persone... Sì, non può far nulla. Da solo rimane con una valigia grande quanto vuoi.
Fare cosa? Deve fare un'analisi, non mica deve...
Deve fare un'analisi, ripeto, non è detto che sia un'analisi visiva, può essere un'analisi tecnica in cui deve usare dei solventi, delle cose...
No, te lo chiede il permesso a quel punto.
Sì, ma sa, lo chiede e tutto a verificare.
Un esperto di tele guarda la tela.
Va bene.
Lui, pour 20 ans, 30 ans, il n'a pas voulu parler avec personne de ce cadre. Et lui, il disait, moi, je suis content de l'avoir. Il pensait que seulement lui, il avait la possibilité d'avoir seulement lui. Lui, comme peu de personnes au monde, pouvait se permettre d'avoir un Velázquez. Ma se uno già può dimostrare che la tela e i colori sono del 600, siamo a un passo avanti, perché dopo hanno difficoltà a dimostrarmi, a dirmi che non è lui, con tutte le somiglianze che ci sono. Una cosa ti dice 800 e ti tagliano le gambe. Dice fatto ieri, che vuoi parlare di somiglianze. La stessa donna, lo stesso braccio, dice l'hanno fatto ieri e uno l'ha dipinto.
I hope it will be a real expert and not a critic. You understand? Because I had to speak to the expert and think what is his opinion. I will not be with him when he had looked to the painting. For me, it's not important. But I hope it will be enough expert of Velázquez? Interrogation point. Is it or not? The expert had good opportunity to look at the painting, how it is. He wanted to look at the canvas like it was original. He looked how were put the colors at this place where the canvas is not covered with colors. But I don't know what he was looking for. If it was not, say, you are wrong. For me, it's not, and say, London, don't waste our time to discuss anymore. This is my opinion.
Mais moi, je retiens que pour ce cadre, c'est facile. Moi, je suis énervé avec les experts. Pourquoi? Pour moi, c'est facile. Ce n'est pas difficile. Pourquoi? Pourquoi on a une comparaison avec un cadre spécifique? Vous comprenez? Ce n'est pas pour un autre cadre, ce n'est pas comme ça. On peut avoir un cadre qui ressemble, peut-être c'est une copie. Ici, on a la même femme in une autre position. Alors, ce n'est pas une copie. Un autre peintre ne peut pas faire de la Venus notre cadre. Ce n'est pas possible. Questo precede quello. Questo è uno studio per fare questo quadro. Lui ha voluto studiare questo braccio e questo braccio. Nota che è identico. Questa pennellata che serve a evidenziare una massa muscolare nel braccio che si ritrova identica in quest'altro braccio. Un identico braccio a quello del nostro quadro, con la stessa posizione, in un altro quadro precedente, in un periodo precedente, tutto quello che vogliamo. Se guardate, cioè, ha la stessa posizione e lo stesso modo. Queste sono impronte digitali di un pittore. Un altro, qui stiamo parlando della pittura. Per confermare questo discorso della somiglianza della donna. Intanto, mettendo verticale la Venere allo specchio, si nota una somiglianza straordinaria del corpo della donna, con la pennellata che entra quasi nel muscolo, un modo di dipingere particolare. Qui ce l'abbiamo nell'altra parte sempre, identico. Questa parte qui è identica a questa parte qua, in cui si ritrova sempre questo discorso
dipinto,
che diceva, esatto,
1650.
Lo stesso modo di contornare i capelli, cioè c'è una fusione tra i capelli e il fondo.
I am certain, but I am not the real person who can say it, because the painting is mine, because I am not the expert of Velázquez's paintings. So that I am sure, absolutely sure, that the two paintings are correspondent between them. But I am not the one who can sign a declaration in official that the painting, my painting was a study of the arm of the rock by Venus. Pronto?
Hello, it's Alexander Bell from Sotheby's in London.
Mi dica, parlo un po' di inglese, se lei potesse parlare un po' di italiano sarebbe forse...
My colleague who came to see the painting was very impressed by its quality, but he felt there were aspects to it that one wouldn't normally associate with a painting that should be 17th century in date.
And,
I don't know if it's possible for you to have the picture brought to our offices in Milan.
Yes.
Then we can have a restorer who regularly works with us to carry out some tests which would help to establish exactly what the painting might be.
Yes, sure. I don't know how with the car, you know, so...
What we do is take small samples of paint and we set them in resin, we cut them, and then we look at the stratigraphy. This is an example of a cross-section. It's not from a painting, it's from a clock, but it is 17th century. It shows you the kind of thing you can learn from a cross-section. Here we have the ground layer, chalk and animal glue, then the original blue paint, which is indigo and lead white, then a thick layer of dirty varnish. The fact that it's dirty and dark tells us that the clock was survived like this for a long time. Then it was repainted, maybe it had got too black, using the pigment Prussian blue, which is invented in around 1710. You think it might not be necessary to do that, but it's useful to have that as proof in visual terms. It makes it very easy to explain.
Not find this.
No, we won't find it. looks as if it's been cut down from something bigger. Is that possible? Paint certainly goes to the cut edges. This is not the original stretcher. I don't know. I want to take a sample which goes through all the layers so we can see the stratigraphy of the ground, the underpaint and the top coat, because that gives us a better idea of how the painter applied his paint. And I'm going to take it from the edge of a damage on his hand. On the hand here, there's a loss. In fact, it's quite interesting. We can see that the background was painted in before the hand, because we've got the green showing through underneath. Definitely want one from here. It's a sign that it's not a copy, because it's somebody who's inventing the painting as he goes along. Usually if you've got something that's an actual copy, it follows very carefully the outlines. Well, I'll take these samples back to the lab, and the pigment samples, I will look at them with a polarizing microscope. It's a microscope, magnifies 1,000 times, and you can shine light through pigments, and the pigments will react in different ways and transmit the light in different ways that is characteristics, and I can identify them optically. I think that's probably all I want to take. We'll put it back into its frame.
No nervous, no, because 99% of persons who looked at the photo, not the painting, said it could be a very important painting of 19th century. If it is not, I don't know what it could be. The presence of viridian in the paint mixtures means the painting cannot have been painted before 1860, when the pigment was invented. Date is confirmed by the presence of small amounts of cerulean blue and significant amounts of zinc white. The fact that the painter has used dry process vermilion and lead white is a good indication that the picture was not painted after 1900. If the photos she sent us are of my painting couldn't be Velázquez. Yeah, I'm not an expert of colors. I don't know. If there is a small quantity, it's not, you say, it's not the viridian, it's a small, just a point. Why? And all the others are not, she doesn't say what they are. A small quantity, what's the meaning of a small quantity? She can be very important, very interesting, very a real important person, but for me, my point of view, she could be wrong. I don't say she is. She could be. She could be. These photos for me are nothing. I thought it was Velázquez. When the way he paints. Now the analysis of the color, if she says that this vermilion or other colors doesn't exist in 1650, so it's against my opinion. I have to prove that the vermilion, the color she says, is a vermilion. They say that there is it's not a copy. Nobody says that this one could be a copy of a painting. No, it's an original. But they are not. They don't want. I say they don't want to discover because I am nobody.
Se non è lo stesso.
And the museum says, why do I discover?
Il modo di farlo, vedi? Ma lo stesso, vedi come qui è più, c'è più, there is more color, like this.
Because she had the effort of the body.
Poi c'era quello della, non so se è qui.
They don't think that I was right. Nobody will think that I was right. I could be right.
Chez Renoir, la vue aussi, lui, ça ne ressemble rien à ça, comme couleur, comme façon de faire.
Everybody says that is an excellent painting. But it's not enough for me. Excellent doesn't say anything.
Ça c'est Goya. Ici c'est Maya desnuda. Aussi ça n'est pas, ça ne ressemble pas. Lui s'est inspiré à Velázquez. C'était sempre en espagnol, chose, mais c'est notre technique. C'est notre technique.
If I could found a person who recognized that the painting, the nude, could be a Velázquez, for me it's more than money, more than anything else.
C'est pas une chose. C'est pas une chose. C'est dizaines de choses.
This Saccaroni is one of our part. I don't say against, because in art it's not against. He can say she was wrong, or he can say she was right. When he says she is right, the painting is not 1650, we close.
Pronto?
Sì, sono sempre io.
Allora, diciamo, la prima cosa è che non è il problema è solo del verde di cromo, ma qua è un problema generalizzato a tutto il dipinto, perché lo stesso problema lo crea il bianco di zinco e altrettanto lo crea il blu di Prussia.
Sì.
Per cui non è un solo pigmento. E sono tre, e tre sono tanti.
No, io dico hanno preso i colori di un altro quadro.
Mi sembra assurdo.
Lo so.
Può succedere su un campione, cioè, ma su tutti i campioni sarebbe una cosa assurda perché?
No, io nella mia illogicità contesto tutto l'esame. Io non ho nessuna prova che questi campioni siano i miei. Saccaroni, io ho un Velázquez in mano E questa mi scrive che è un 800. Cosa gli posso dire?
Lei, diciamo, sì, ma diciamo, loro scrivono che è un 800, non perché, diciamo...
Perché ha trovato dei campioni?
E sui campioni che hanno, diciamo, i pigmenti...
Si confermerebbe quell'analisi lì.
Esatto.
Cosa dobbiamo fare, se caro? Dobbiamo fermarci qua? Cosa consigli?
Secondo me, diciamo, quello che dicono loro è incontestabile.
Se fosse il mio quadro, non c'ho nessuna prova.
Io non ce li avrei.
Ecco, basta, allora fermiamoci qua.
Perché vi ho detto, ci sono, diciamo, non è uno, ma sono 3 pigmenti, diciamo, che noi, diciamo, non accettabili per la prima metà del 600.
Va bene. The red are not red. The face is too designed. The colors of the face are not right. Absolutely not. So they say he had an assistant. So the assistants did quite all the painting. I am a fool man. Foolish. It is Velázquez. It could not be anybody else. Absolutely. Because I have the details or proofs that says that it is. It couldn't be anybody else. So nobody wants to say I am right. The painting cannot be anybody else. Absolutely.